How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I found the next big crypto. Now, this is a smaller cap because I know so many people go here and they're excited about Facebook changing their name to Meta, and they go here and they look, okay, Axie Infinity, Decentraland, they look up here. And this one is further down here, further down than there. It's in this range, and I'm gonna tell you about it here today. I'm gonna break it down, why it's so valuable, because it is a layer 1 blockchain that is going to be really important in the future of gaming. So I'm gonna break it down, tell you about how much I put in. I'm gonna tell you why it's so valuable, like I said, and look at the whole market. Now, with that being said, one of my Patreon members told me about this like early last night, and I spent the whole night, like my whole Friday night, digging into this. I was watching a movie at the time, and I was like, okay, I just need to dig into this instead. And I went down this rabbit hole. And you can see, actually, I posted in my Patreon this long message about it with links to explain exactly what it was. And now it's up 12% here today. And it's not like a $1 million market cap. It's an established crypto. So I'm going to explain it. If you guys don't mind, hitting the like button. I really do appreciate that. It helps out the channel a lot. Also, if you want to join the Patreon, like I said, everyone that bought it at the same time as me is up 12% already. And I think it will take off here soon because honestly, I think it's just far enough down the list. And I looked on YouTube, not too many people have talked about it in the past. Definitely check out the Patreon. I just opened up more spots at one of the lower levels so that way you can get in. That being said too, if you guys want, there is a link underneath the video to BlockFi where you can get an interest rate on your crypto. After you trade $100, you can get a slice of 5 Bitcoin. So definitely check that out because they don't have this lasting for too much longer. It goes through tomorrow. So depending on how many people do that, you'll get a bigger, smaller slice. Also, they did raise the rates recently. Now, I do want to talk about Moomoo, which is a stock trading app, a little bit later in the video. It's one that I've been using more recently and is a sponsor of the channel. But first, let's look at the overall crypto market. We have Bitcoin falling a little bit here today. In my video yesterday, I talked about getting ready for volatility because we could see a little bit of a fake out and then up, or we could see, a little bit of selling pressure because there are several different things that are going on right now that could put downwards pressure on the market. With that being said though, we're not looking too bad. I mean, a lot of these cryptos are still up a lot since even just a week ago. So overall, the crypto market is doing just fine. We still have things every day that are happening, like $265 billion Canadian asset manager is now launching Bitcoin investments. We also have the House passing a $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill, so printing more and more money. And then the RSI. The RSI has been cooling off recently. We've seen this every time that we've seen like a massive increase. We've seen this RSI peak right around 90, 93, and we're not even close to that right now. We're in the 60s. So to see that RSI peak, we would have to go up to like 250 at the beginning part of 2022 or by the end of the year. So just pay attention to that. Now, the past isn't always indicative of what's going to happen in the future, but it is something to pay attention to. So before we get into the low cap gem, I do want to talk about a new app that is a partner of the channel and actually one that I've been using more recently, which is Moomoo. Now, they give free level 2 data and short selling information daily, and it is commission free for US residences. Now, they are actually celebrating the 9th anniversary of their parent company, Futu, and it might seem like a new app to the US, but the Hong Kong version of the app is actually #1 among stock apps in Hong Kong. Now, securities are offered through the parent company, Futu, which is a broker-dealer, and they are a member of SIPC/FINRA. With that being said, if you deposit using the link underneath the video, you can get a stock worth up to $350. And if you deposit $2,000 or more within the promotional period and keep that in there for 30 days, they will give you a free share of GM stock. So definitely check out the link underneath the video to try out Moomoo today. We have looked at metaverse cryptos before. Like I said, I think a lot of people just look at these top ones. I heard Facebook was changing their name to Meta. Looked right here, saw Decentraland, researched it a little bit deeper, saw that it was only 92 cents at the time, and it had pumped a decent amount at that point. It had pumped from maybe 60 cents or something to 90 cents. 92 cents is when I bought it for the first time. And then it pumped all the way up to $5. So I realized some people are cautious about buying cryptos that have pumped recently But you have to get over that bias. You have to get over the fact that it has come up a little bit, because you have to look at where it could be in the future, not just where it was a day ago, because it is hard as an investor to do that. But the crypto we're looking at today, I think, is severely undervalued, and I'm going to tell you how much it could go up if you compare it to other cryptos after we look at it. So the crypto that we are looking at is Phantasma, or Sol. You might not have heard of this before, but this is built for gaming. So this is with gamers in mind. They talked to gamers and developers when they were making this, and this is going to be the backbone for future gaming because it has smart NFTs. Now you might be asking, okay, what are smart NFTs? Well, here are a couple features, and we'll go a little bit more in depth, but you can create on demand, no unnecessary cost. So it is very cheap. The NFT minting is very cheap. Nested NFTs and multi-layer NFTs, perpetual royalties automatically, time-limited access to content, which is important. We'll go over that in a second. And then you can infuse multiple assets. They were created so that you can change parts of it, and then there are other parts that you can't change. So when you think about it, right, you want NFTs to be on the blockchain. That's the whole point of NFTs, is that you can see everything that's happened to them, who owns them, all the data. So this is part of smart NFTs. They have something called ROM data, which is immutable. It can't be changed after its creation. This is something that obviously needs to happen. But they have something called RAM, which offers a revolutionary new layer of trustless programmability for developers. So this can allow NFTs to evolve over time, and it can still be on-chain. So as a developer, you can enable changing the name of an in-game character, upgrading their level, age, skills. A weapon with magical attributes can be reflected on-chain. So this is going to really be important for a lot of games, right? Because you don't just have static characters and static worlds. Phantasma is multi-layered. So for example, in the 22 racing series, they have hypercars, and to make them race at a very high level, you need different NFT parts. So you can have 20 to 30 different individual NFT car parts, and they can create a hypercar. So multi-layered. There are timed NFTs. So with this, there was a convention, and they were able to put the game or the NFTs in gamers' wallets for full access for a certain period of time. They give a couple different examples: 7-day unlimited Netflix access pass, timed software licenses. So think about how much more money companies can make with that, right? If they said, hey, we'll give you an NFT for a week, like NFT lending, to try something out. You can rent NFTs. That could be huge. Also, minting on demand. So unlike Ethereum, there aren't exorbitant fees. There aren't huge fees, and it costs a fraction of a cent. Nesting and multi-infusion. You can have different assets bundled to your NFT. So you could put 100 Sol, 50 KCAL, 1 ETH, and for fun, 2 Neo into the same NFT. There are no limitations, which is interesting. You can put NFTs in NFTs in NFTs. So you could have like nesting dolls. Also, you can have locked content, which I think could be huge too. So you could have like these boxes where you can see the box, but maybe you don't know what's in it. Or maybe people just start putting things in secret, so that way they still own the NFTs, but maybe no one knows what's in there and it's a big deal, right? Exclusive artists create like an NFT page or an NFT, and then inside of it, they put exclusive NFTs and artwork and stuff like that, and then everyone wants to see what it is. You can have it so that it can only be unlocked with the owner. This could include bonus content, serial numbers, codes to unlock special abilities, levels, and other content. So I think this basically gives people the ability, and the developers the ability, to have a lot more freedom in what they actually want to do. They can do all this stuff on NFTs, but it's smart, right? It's not just this is what it is. It can evolve, it can change. It gives them a lot of flexibility. Sol is the governance token. KCAL is what powers it. It's like on Ethereum paying the gas fees. So KCAL itself, it can't exist except for when you stake Sol. When you stake Sol, you get KCAL every day. So it's kind of interesting because KCALs are calories, and you burn calories. So with KCAL, this is what is actually used like gas, and half of each KCAL, each fee that's paid for KCAL is burned instantly. So it's naturally inflationary protected. Now, just a few other things. It is interoperable with Neo and Ethereum. Also, there are infinite sidechains. So the speed of each sidechain is 5,000 transactions per second. So it can speed up over time. Also, it is inflationary, but it's not extremely inflationary. So you can actually stake your SOL and get these KCAL. Also, SOL is also given out to something called SOL Masters. So these SOL Masters basically stake 50,000 SOL tokens, and then they get a split between all of them, 125K SOL a month. So that only is about 1.5% more on top of the supply that there already is. And you can see here that the total staked is actually 60% of SOL. SOL Masters account for about 40%, and then staked by non-SOL Masters is about 21%. A lot of these SOL Masters are staking for a longer period of time too, because they do get better rewards. So some of them are staking, 30 months, which is just insane. Now let's take a look at the size of the crypto itself. Phantasma is $143 million market cap. Now, don't get me wrong, it has come up a lot. Like, it's still very volatile. I bought at 134 last night. I started making this video when it was 150. Now it's back at 140, like 10 minutes later. And you can see it has been pumping. But when you compare this to other cryptos, like I said, $143 million market cap, compare this to some of the other cryptos out there. Let's look. So Phantasma market cap 143, price is $1.49. Let's say it's in the top 100 cryptos. That would give it a market cap of the same as Bitcoin Gold, which is 110 million, or 1,100 million, which is 1.1 billion. You could compare it to the Sandbox, top 50 cryptos like eCash, Axie Infinity, the largest play to earn game, or Cardano. So let's say we compare it to Bitcoin Gold. If it had the same market cap, it'd be $10.07 or 71 cents, and it would be 7.2x where it is today. Sandbox, it would be $23, and it would be a 15x from where it is today. If it got in the top 50, it'd be a $35 crypto. If it got as large as Axie Infinity, even if this is years down the line, $90. And then if it were to ever reach something like Cardano, that'd be $633. It'd be 425x from here. Who knows what's going to happen in the future, right? We can't have a crystal ball. We don't know if it will ever reach the same as Cardano. But I think all these games are going to need some way to make smart NFTs, or maybe not all of them, but a lot of these games will want smart NFTs. Now, with that being said, I did not throw in all my cash. I believe in diversification. I took some of my BNB, my Binance chain, and I moved over to Phantasma. Now, this is not like all my BNB either, because I really do like BNB as a blue chip, but I did take a small percentage of my portfolio and put it over in Phantasma. I think this is going to be a fantastic crypto to hold long term, and I'm not going to sell it. I'm not going to worry about if it falls a little bit, because it has come up a lot even over the last 7 days. But it makes sense, right? The whole metaverse has grown a lot, and honestly, it's not increased that much if you compare it even to something that's got a much larger market cap like Decentraland. This is basically 2x since Facebook's announcement, and Decentraland has what, 3, 4, 5x? So honestly, I don't think it's that expensive. When you go over to KCAL, it only has a market cap of about $5 million. The best place to buy Phantasma is Kucoin. That's by far the easiest. I'll put a link to it underneath the video, but I really do like it, but I'm not putting all my money in it because it is a smaller cap. I do think it has high potential, but I like to be well diversified. I think this could outperform the rest of my crypto portfolio over the long term, so it will help me get more exposure to some of the low cap gems. Now, with that being said, if you guys want to know exactly when I post about this stuff, you can check out the link down below to Patreon. Thank you to Moomoo for sponsoring that part of the video. With that being said, you can check them out with the link underneath, and I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know what you think about Phantasma underneath. Bye.